Hello, and welcome to today's creator contract, Learn to Fly Santa Fortuna, set in Santa Fortuna and supplied to us today by yours truly. So moving on to our briefing, short and sweet, man versus gravity. And moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with 2 objectives. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the village bar and we'll be bringing with us a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to leave the bar area and we're making our way around to our right and into the jungle, where at the far end we will find a mansion security outfit or a mansion guard outfit. So we're going to go and grab that. Looks like this gentleman lost his footing somewhere. So we're going to quickly take his outfit and then we're going to head back to the fishing village, and our first target is located there. He's currently looking for the cave's submarine supervisor, who is actually hiding from him out the back of his own house. So we're going to make our way up onto the fishing village area. We want to try and give the gentleman's wife, who's just on our right now, not that lady at the bottom of the stairs, we want to give her as wide as berth as possible, because once we trigger her conversation and that conversation plays out, she will come up here and she will engage the enforcer you can see ahead of us, our target, in conversation. So we want to put that off for as long as possible while we wait here. As you can see, the guard is an enforcer, so we're just going to wait for him to go through his routine, and as part of that routine he will go and stand at the far end of the walkway here, right up against the banister, and when he does, we will able to approach him and send him over the edge and feed the piranhas. So once he gets to the edge there and leans on, we're just going to give him a quick nudge, and then we're going to move away quickly before the submarine supervisor's wife heads this way, and she will come up these stairs. So our next 2 targets are both located over by the shaman's hut in the woodlands over there, or the forestry area. So we're going to make a beeline for that particular location, and it's quite a trot. We're going to make our way under the rock cave here and then duck off to our left over the banister into the crashed aeroplane location, where we should find, there they are, a couple of soda cans. We're going to grab both of them before making our way up onto the upper area where our 2 targets are currently patrolling. So what we're going to do once we get up here is render them both unconscious with the soda cans. There we go. And then we're going to drop them both off of the cliff we've just climbed up. So one at a time, and we're just going to drag them to the edge and over the edge, one after the other. So first one, where is the edge? Ah, there's the edge. So we're just going to drop him down. He'll land on the lower level and he will be eliminated. And then we're going to drop his colleague right down on top of him, making sure that he gets absolutely squished, and his target colleague here will land on his head hopefully and break his neck. So once we've got both of these 2 over the edge, we are 3 targets down with 2 more to go. Our next target is George or Jorge Franco, and this is going to be quite a time consuming method. So what we're going to do is make our way down into the coca fields. We're not trespassing, but we do have a couple of enforcers to get past. We're going to make our way to the drug lab, which is that small shack just ahead of us there. Again, we're going to have to be somewhat careful as there are a couple of enforcers around that we need to avoid. We're going to make everyone in the room disappear by utilizing the fuse box at the back of the room here. So we're going to turn the fuse box off, turn it back on again, and that will attract the attention one by one of all of the drug lab workers, starting with the gentleman out the front having a cigarette break. So we're going to render him unconscious, take the key card that he drops, and then reset for his two colleagues inside the room. Once they're all unconscious and George Franco is not around, we can then make our way into the building, and we're just going to turn on the microwave here. That will cook the flour sample that George is using, and that will prompt him to go looking for another one, and he will find that other one back up on the upper level where we took out our previous two targets. So we're just going to sneak our way back to that location. Now, like I said, this is a bit time consuming, so we are in no particular rush, as it will take George or Jorge quite some time to get here and find the flower he's looking for. He will be flanked by two guards, coca worker field guards, who will be enforcers. In fact, this whole little area where we are now will become a trespassing zone. So we're just going to make our way into the bushes overlooking the villa, and we're going to await for the arrival of Jorge Franco. And when he comes along, he will spot the flower he's looking for. He will make his way to the cliff edge to try and reach it, and at that point we can then ask him, are you the person we're looking for? Apparently we're not, and we've just unbalanced him enough to send him over the edge. So 4 targets down, 1 more to go, though we are still going to have to wait for George's 2 patrolling bodyguards, or currently patiently waiting bodyguards, to vacate the area for just a little bit. Once we get past where that nearest guard is, we will no longer be trespassing, but at the present we are currently trespassing. So once he moves, we are then able to drop ourselves back down. We're going to head back onto the main road, and we're going to approach the villa, I nearly said Caruso Villa, the Delgado Villa, by the front entrance. We're going to take out the 2 cameras outside the main door, and then we're going to knock and then let ourselves get allowed in. This is where this outfit comes in handy. So we're just going to knock on the door, the guard will let us in, and we will not have to go through the frisk as we are an employee, and we've probably already been through one. So all we've now got to do is make our way up to Delgado's office, Rico Delgado, not Hector, and up there we will encounter our final target. As you can see, there are a couple of enforcers we need to avoid along the way. But once we get to the jacuzzi area, we're able to scoot up the drain pipe and into Rico Delgado's office bathroom. We're going to overflow the sink in here while we wait for Rico and his bodyguard to vacate. We're just waiting for the bodyguard, who seems to be lagging behind Rico a little bit. You're far enough behind, a competent assassin would be able to deal with the ward, and you would be out of a job, sir. So we're going to overflow the sink. That's going to get the attention of the permanent guard in the office area. There he is, and we're just going to let him go and investigate, and when he does, we're going to follow him into the bathroom. Yeah, that's a nice shirt you're wearing there, sir. Where do you get them, Burton's? So once he comes into the bathroom, we're going to render him unconscious and then deposit him out of the window for our final elimination. So from here on out, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape. Now if we take out Rico Delgado in some way, we can get the sports car keys, or we can go into his bedroom trying to avoid the enforcer waiter made in the area, and we can get the boat keys, and we can make our way down into the garden, avoiding the enforcers as we go, and we can take the speedboat exit. So there we go, one more creator contract taken care of, and I wonder if this boat gets out of this lake, and we get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We met our objectives, and we get a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.